Hey guys, what's going on, dudes? It is David here. We are back with another video. Now, in this video, guys, we shall be discussing the Atlanta Falcons versus the Arizona Cardinals game that took place yesterday afternoon at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. I said in my last Falcons review that if the Falcons were to lose against the Arizona Cardinals, you guys were to hear a lot of cursing in the video, and I did say that as a warning, but I'm come to the realization that I just simply don't care anymore. Like seriously, this team just doesn't surprise me, and there's only one reason to blame it. That's due down to the head coaching decisions that the Falcons are currently making right now. I mean, it's just really sad what this coach is doing. But let's take a look at some of the best players, and then we're going to talk about the game. So Taylor Heinicke, I have it written down right here. Taylor Heinicke, 8 for 15, 55 yards, 1 touchdown. Taylor Heinicke did not get as many opportunities as I believe he should to show like he can lead this team because this team was mostly running it down the Arizona Cardinals' throats. Meanwhile, our pass defense was getting their butts whooped by Kyler Murray, who nearly or possibly even put over 200 yards, actually. This defense, which was getting its butt whooped by Kyler Murray, who put up 249 yards. Keep in mind, a rushing QB put up 249 yards on this passing defense. Sadly, Taylor Heinicke had to go out, and he was out for the rest of the game due to a hamstring injury. But then Desmond Ridder came in. Desmond Ridder was 4 for 6, 39 yards, 3 carries, 11 yards, and a touchdown. So Desmond Ridder did kind of help the Falcons in terms of like leading them down the field, but honestly, the refs were just trying to give us the Falcons the win. They really made it so easy because that pass interference that they called was definitely not pass interference. So we were even lucky to get down the field in that position and get a touchdown to put us up. Which, by the way, I'm gonna get into that later. Bijan Robinson, 22 carries, 95 yards, 1 touchdown. Bijan Robinson, 22 carries, I believe, for a rookie, even though he is a very good running back and I want to see Bijan Robinson get more carries, I still believe that's a little bit too much for right now. We don't want to tire him out, even though he's been mixing and matching with Tyler Algier and Cordell Patterson. I believe the perfect number right here is between 14 to about 18 carries is what he should be averaging per game because he also got to get Tyler Algier. Tyler Algier last year had over 1,000 yards as a rookie. We got to get more carries. He had 9 carries for 31 yards. I want to see Tyler Algier get at least 11 to 12 carries per game. And if anything, we need to give Cordell Patterson less and just have a 2 running back system because we don't need to have a 3 running back system. We need to get the passer some more yards so we can get our receivers and our tight ends happy with catching the ball. Because the guy that had the most yards last week, which was Jonnu Smith, I don't believe he had a single catch at all. If he did, it was probably 1 catch for about 2 yards. Taylor Heinicke had 4 carries for 34 yards. Cordell Patterson had 3 carries for 13 yards. And then the 3 receivers I have written down: Drake London, 3 catches, 36 yards. Kyle Pitts, 3 catches, 30 yards. And then Scotty Miller had a reception for 2 yards and a touchdown. And I just look at that and I'm just like, the whole rumors going around to the Falcons trading Kyle Pitts, or like Kyle Pitts wanting to be traded or possibly even be traded. I'm not gonna lie, I can kind of see it now. Kyle Pitts, our tight end, and Drake London should be getting at least more than 5 catches each game. Like I know they're getting targets, but they need to get at least 5 to 6 receptions and get some more yards. Because we got to remember that Kyle Pitts has had to deal with 4 different wide receivers in the space of 3 years. First year, he had Matt Ryan. Second year, he had Marcus Mariota. And third year, he's had to deal with Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heinicke. So he's had to deal with multiple quarterbacks. And the only quarterback that was able to get Kyle Pitts the receptions that he needed and targets that he needed was Matt Ryan in year number 1, because Kyle Pitts had a down season when it came to last season. And I want to see Kyle Pitts do better. He's a Florida Gator. I want to see my Florida Gators do a lot better, but the quarterback play has got to be better, and I just hope at the end of the season we trade for a quarterback. And you guys already know who I want. Justin Fields, you're a Falcon. All right. Defense, Caden Ellis had 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. Landman had 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 pass deflection. In terms of the leading tacklers, we had Jesse Bates with 13 tackles, and then Richie Grant with 9 tackles. The other 2 guys that I wrote down, Caden Ellis and Landman, were the other guys that led in tackles. But besides that, the only reason I wrote those down is because they got a sack for loss. And the pass defense actually came through. The running defense actually came through, and we actually got some sacks. And then the last guy I have written down was Younghoe Koo, who was 1 for 1, 1 for 1, 2 extra points made, and then 5 points in general. The first thing I want to talk about straight the fuck away. Why are we not going for a field goal on 4th down? Yes, it was 4th and 1, but that situation would have made it tougher for the Arizona Cardinals to go down the field and get a touchdown. Yes, they still went down and got what they needed, which was a field goal, but still, they were in position to score a touchdown anyway, so yes, it didn't really matter, but at least it makes it tougher for the Cardinals to win this game. The Cardinals won it 23 to 25 to 23. And had that field goal been in, they would have a good amount of opportunities to get a touchdown, but at least in that position, they have to go for a touchdown. They don't have to go for a field goal, which is ultimately how they won the game. They won by a field goal. And we've had many games this season lost to a last-second field goal. I think we've had at least 2 games where we won thanks to a field goal, but we've lost a couple more games thanks to a last-minute field goal, and I'm just tired of seeing it. Last week, we scored with about 2:20 left in the game, and Joshua Dobbs went down the field and won the Minnesota Vikings game. This time, against the Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray, in his first game back, we gave them at least 2 minutes, plus they had 3 timeouts, and they went down the field and got the field goal to win the game. So in the last 3 games of Arthur Smith's Atlanta Falcons team, we've lost to a guy who was making his first start, went off, threw for 4 touchdowns. We've lost to a guy that only played for the team for 4 days. For 4 days, didn't know any of his receivers' names. And then this week, we lost to a guy that was coming off an ACL injury. Put up 249 yards. Let him go straight down the field and get the game-winning field goal. Thankfully for Arthur Smith, or possibly even not thankfully for Arthur Smith, this week the team is on a bye. But coming straight off the bye, who do we face? No other one but the Saints. I just can't catch a break, man. I just can't catch a break. And if you guys are looking at this, watching this right now, I'm going to look you dead straight in the camera. Arthur Smith needs to be fired. We cannot lose these 3 games. We lost against Will Levis, making his first debut, put up 4 touchdowns. Then we lose against Joshua fucking Dobbs, who didn't even know his receiver's teammate's name. He just had his first home game, and he had to be shown where the Vikings locker room is, and he still won the game. And then this week, we lost against Kyler Murray, who was coming off an ACL injury in his first game back, and still managed to put over 240 yards on this defense. It's time. I said at the beginning of the season that this is going to be Arthur Smith's make or break season, and a lot of people on the comments were like, "No, Arthur Smith is, he still got to build up. He's just getting team shape." No, fuck that shit. No, Arthur Smith needs to be gone. Arthur Smith is a fucking piece of shit head coach, and I don't want him at the Falcons anymore. For as long as the Falcons continue to have him, I will continue to shit on Arthur Smith no matter what he does, because I do not want him as the Falcons head coach. He needs to be fired. We need a new coach, and we need a new quarterback. If anything, if I was the Falcons GM right now, I would call the Bears after the season over. It depends on how the Bears are still going to be in a good position to draft a quarterback anyway. But I would call the Bears in the offseason. I'd be like, "Hey, what do you want for Justin Fields? All right, let's discuss this. Discuss. Bam. Falcons trade for Justin Fields. Because even though Justin Fields is a running type of quarterback, he still knows how to get the ball to the receivers. DJ Moore, his number 1 target, he was getting the ball to DJ Moore when he had to pass it. That would be the same type of situation for Drake London and Kyle Pitts. He has Cole Kmet and DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney. He knows how to get the ball to the receivers, and he can still rush the ball. He's a lot more mobile than Desmond Ridder. He's a lot more mobile than Taylor Heinicke. So he would help fit this offense perfectly, and that is the reason why I think the Falcons should trade for Justin Fields. But in terms of this Falcons versus Arizona Cardinals game, the Falcons are a complete piece of shit, and I just don't want Arthur Smith as head coach, straight and simple to the point.